This is Chris with Motor Carrier HQ. In this video, I'm going to show you how to enroll in the FMCSA PSP program. It's the pre-employment screening program. If you're not using it to screen your drivers, I think you're crazy. It's a great tool to help make sure you and your company stay out of hot water with the DOT. First thing you'll want to do is go to the PSP pre-employment screening program website, which is just psp.fmcsa.dot.gov. Once you get there, click on the Enroll button. Then you click Enroll Online. Not sure how else you'd enroll. For most people, you're just going to want to click on this first box here. If you want to, you can read the enrollment agreement. That's this link right here. Otherwise, click this box. Then you're going to type in your company information. These next several screens are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm going to breeze through them. I'm not going to narrate anything on them. Here on this page, if you're a motor carrier hauling cargo, which most of you are, that's what you're going to want to click. If you do passengers, you click the next one. It's pretty self-explanatory. Here you'll type in your number of power units. I just have one. Select whether you're interstate or not, so one or more states. And if you have a US DOT number, you'll need to put it in there. This page goes over the fees. If you have under 100 power units, you're only paying $25 a year plus $10 for each record that you pull. If you have over 100 power units, it's $100 a year. Again, $10 for each record that you pull. So really, it's not super expensive, especially for the value you get. You got to enter your primary contact info. Click past the Add User page. Hit Review. Just kind of look everything over. Confirm users. Want to know how you learned about it. Review the terms and conditions. Review certifications. This is basically just saying that you're using it for legal purposes. So it's something you probably want to look over and review. And I would definitely download this disclosure and authorization form. It's the form that allows you to actually pull one. So you give it to each one of your drivers. You'll keep a copy of that to show that you've got their authorization to pull their info. And this is just basically representing that you are an authorized person to the company to commit the company to this kind of a agreement and contract. And then once that's done, you basically just have to set up an auto pay for the annual subscription service and the per report payment I referred to earlier. You just click on the set up auto pay box and it goes through your typical payment information. So make sure you have all that ready. I'm not going to go through all the screens because you've done that before. Once you're all the way done, you'll get this screen. So that's basically it. From here, it's just a waiting game. It usually takes around 5 days until your account's actually activated and you're ready to go. Imagine that. The government decided to use the good business practice of under-promise and over-deliver. They said it was going to take about 5 days. I actually had my account set up the very same day. I applied for it around noon, and I immediately received my first of 5 emails. And the first one was just basically a confirmation that they received my application, and attached to it was an actual copy of the application. And this screen right here is what that email looked like. I'm going to show the other 4 emails that I got, what the screens look like, because there's a lot of scammy stuff out there, and you want to make sure you're not clicking on stuff that's not applicable. So this is basically what the email from the government looks like. First of the other 4 emails, well, they actually all came right about at the same time, about 7 o'clock that night. So less than half a day later, I received all these emails. The first one was basically just a welcome email, welcomes me to the PSP program. The second email that you see right here is just a payment confirmation that they received my annual subscription of $25. And the third email is one that you want to pay attention to because, as you can see right here, it talks about that they're going to audit you, or that you're subject to being audited, to make sure that you get one of those disclosure forms that I talked about earlier in the video for each person that you pull a PSP report from. You've got to have their permission to pull that report. You've got to get this form signed, and you got to save it. So make sure you do that. Then the final email that I got was just one that said is a password reset. And this is kind of confusing because you're just barely setting up this account. You haven't established a password yet. but they still call it a password reset. So you just click on the link right in the email that says click here to reset your password, and it takes you through the process. Again, that's something you've done a million times before, probably with other things. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. Now you're all ready to pull PSP reports. I have another video that shows you how to do that. You can click right on the link below. It will take you to that video, or you can just go to the Motor Carrier HQ YouTube page and find it there. In that video, I also show you how to read the report, so it's pretty helpful. Hopefully you found this one helpful, and if you have any questions, as always, our contact information is on the screen. Feel free to give us a call, and please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of great resources there, and if you're not listening to the Haul and Assets podcast, do that. It's a great resource for people thinking about starting a trucking company or running a trucking company. It teaches lots of great business practices. We'll see you in the next video.